Hello there, YouTube. We are back with some more Matchplay commentary for you guys. I'm joined by the DJ Quack, doing the worldwide tour himself. TJ.
Sorry, I was reading the Discord, and I don't know what happened. I don't know where that came from. I apologize. Let's move on.
But we are back with some BT-17 Matchplay commentary for everybody. These are filmed as always at Sully's Abode. We pop off every Thursday there at about 6:30. So if you're in the Chicagoland area, want to check us out, we're there. Like I said, Thursday 6:30. Sully's in general is just a great shop. They've built a really great community over the past year or so. That's really just been great to see. And they also have a ton of locals for pretty much every card game you can imagine. So I'll drop their TCG player link down in the video description below. Today's matchup features a special guest from California. We've got Ray on the left. Shout out to Ray for joining us today. Great guy, really good player too. So I'm glad we could kind of sneak him in on the cameras. He's playing Tyrantkabuterimon, going up against Will, who is playing the purple-based Dexdorugoramon. So should be an interesting matchup. I feel like both decks have the potential to go back and forth. There's a lot of interaction going on, so I'm interested to see how this one plays out. And we've got two very good pilots as well, so the cream de la crew. But before we hop into the round itself, if you're liking the content, you like what you're seeing, please do consider hitting that like and subscribe button. We would greatly appreciate it. And also hit that bell so you're notified as to when these videos go live, along with the socials and Sully's TCG player link. Will also have instructions / information on how to become a member if that is something that perks your interest. So check that link out as well. You know, we've got a few things that we're cooking in the background for you guys on top of the exclusive deck profile videos that we have for you already. But yeah, you know, enough chit chat from me. Let's hop right into the round over here.
Beak set up. Oh, I think they rolled the same. Okay, that's a 6.
That is also
All right, looks like
okay.
That looks like Ray's going first. Ooga booga. So this matchup, I feel like I kind of figured out the matchup for black base. I think it almost feels like purple base might have both a harder and then also easier time with this. At the same time. It's weird.
Yeah.
Because you have Alliance,
yes,
where you can very easily be bigger than Tyrant. However, you don't have the protections from getting bottom decked. So the way you have to set up for the play is like very weird. Oh boy, that's okay. Well, he finds a rookie right away. Not too bad of a brick.
But yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. You know, I think purple base having access to Alliance helps at least climb over Tyrant, but I think, yeah, exactly as you said, the difficulties lie in your sort of like if you're stuck in like a what now moment where you're able to get over Tyrant, but like you don't have that means to like really push for aggression or like go for game, and they can just build up another stack, you're kind of in trouble. Or if they've established a Tyrant and you're just sort of stuck with like half a line or half a stack that like isn't as efficient, then you're kind of stuck potentially just getting bottom decked right off the get-go, and you're like, well, that stinks because you gotta go back to square one again.
So a little bit of searching with the Tyranno. Yeah, I agree. Ray he's got, that's a promo Kuaga in the back there. Sorry for the glare. But shout out to Ray for the Southpaw. Getting a little crazy with it. Goes Rhino Kabuteri. I forgot that card existed. People haven't really been running it since we had the new promo Mega Kabuteri and everything. I feel like there's definitely been people that have kind of steered away from Rhino. Swings goes Hercules. Okay.
Yeah.
Hercules will do a check and just choke to 1. We'll swing with Tyranno. It lives. Big guy. And it just drops an AG.
Code AG.
Yeah. So pretty good. Pretty good little quick exchange back and forth.
Tento in the back. Herc will go ahead and looks like we will attempt to swing.
Start of main phase when Digivolving. Suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Your Digimon gets piercing for the turn. All turns which one is suspended. It isn't affected by the effects of your opponent's Digimon. Okay, so he chose not to swing through Tyranno, I guess. Or
okay. He is choosing to swing through Tyranno. It's a Luga. Taps Emperor to draw, and then drops a Izzy.
Oh, because he was Rhino before, so Rhino had to swing, and then he swung and evoed into. That's why my brain forgets how things works.
So Will goes into a Doru Gray from the Daruga.
His Tamarin sources, if he gets redirected, he can evo into a Dorgora, but option just hard evo. I think he just pop the Izzy here, choke to 1.
Yeah.
And that's pretty good.
That's a pretty good play. You do gain the memory off of the Luga, so the choke play is gone now. Go ahead and re-slide it underneath. Go ahead and use Dorugora to attempt to swing into the Herc. Will die. Which then lets him go into Dexdorugora.
Prevent the deletion. He meets it, but he's able to unsuspend as it gets deleted. Like when because basically it's interruptive, so he evos as they're both being deleted, and then it sees the deletion is able to unsuspend. From what we're aware of, and he's able to play out a body off of that, and then swing Alliance for 2 checks.
Pretty good.
Which big guy? He lives.
Pick up a Doru Gray or Dex Doru Gray off of the training, and then spit out the code AG at the end of turn. So Ray's forces start to build from the back again. We've got a Tento and raising. We'll decide to push up.
Push it up. Tento will not be able to suspend anything. He can suspend itself to give plus 3k. So
it looks like
he's actually leaving it back.
Yeah. So I might be mistaken. I think Ray just sort of is a jack of all trades in terms of what he plays, but he also the myth and the legend of Ray is that you just give him a deck and he'll probably just top locals. He may never have played that deck before, but he will find a way to top. So does end up committing to push up the Tento, goes into a Blade Kuwaga for 2. And then Blade here will go into a Rhino.
So he can end of turn with Modimon's swing. Rhino's when attacking effect can let him evo up. It looks like he's just debating how he wants to do it. So
Rhino's not bad. Sneaky.
You know, Rhino's pretty good. It's a good card. That's why it was being run before the Mega. Well, go ahead. Evo for reduced cost into Grand Kuwaga. Pop the AG. Pop the Tyranno.
Suspend Digi Emperor. He draws a card.
Yeah, and then that's about it. So now we're on Will. He is stuck suspended, unfortunately. So really, not too much the Dexdorugoramon can do.
Plays out of my. Well, picks up a Dexdorugoramon, but that is a rough set of reveals from the boost, and then plays an analog. Youth.
Yeah. And I'll use the smart, I think, actually, because right now, if Ray it pops that Dexdorugoramon, then Will can just instantly kind of punish with the memory gain.
Right. All right, so we do go into another Tento in the back and raising.
It's like he's still whiffing on the Tyrant right now.
Possibly. I mean, he's got a good chunk of cards in hand. It'd be very surprising if we don't see a Tyrant here, but we do end up just evoing in the back into a level 4.
Yeah.
Like a little bit rough. Back. So, Dexdorugoramon will swing, hits a Metal Life.
Yeah, just a quick check. There's really not much that he can do about...
And then just chokes to 1 with the Ruga.
And the other thing too is even if Ray evos into a Tyrant, he doesn't have a redirect, so it's still kind of tough.
So Will's has been sort of playing the long game here, just slowly chipping away, doing his best to control board in certain scenarios, and just, I mean, we see just like the slow bleed out, at least right now.
Yeah. Ray's thinking, trying to figure out what he wants to do. Will push up the Blade Kuwaga. Okay. We'll drop a Kokabu. Okay, so we push up Daruga here. This is scary to me. This just feels like a bait. We'll Evo into the Dexdoruga, pitch a card, pops the Blade Quagga, will swing. Yeah, I think that was smart. So there might have been a Hercules, or not Hercules,
Mega Kabuteri Ace, yeah.
Ace, yeah, to redirect into the other boy and give DP. So I think it was smart to wait and just try and pop the other thing. So we'll take game one.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty good. Pretty solid start. You can see just how, like, if they're even just a little bit slow on trying to get into Tyrant,
yeah,
purple base like Doru can like definitely just go pretty fast.
Yeah,
go pretty quick.
I think both decks probably want to be on the front foot, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a momentum game because like they're both decks that snowball, right? They're both decks where, like, the longer they're on board, the more advantage they just gain over time until eventually it's just such a oppressive board that you lose. And so when you put that kind of head to head, whoever just sort of sees that snowball kind of hit the steeper part of the slope, if you will, to catch some speed, that's the one that tends to just start to win out, unless either like an egregious misplay is made or very unlucky like security checks or something happens. Like, it has to be kind of a perfect storm to kind of navigate around it. Wow, that's crazy that Will pricked again on no rookie.
So we see Ray himself going to a Tento in the back, drops a Digi Emperor and chokes to 1. Oh my. Fair enough. Play out of Daruga, pitch out of Dexdorugoramon, Ray. Push up the Tento. We'll go ahead and suspend the Daruga. Plus 3k on the Tento boy. Going to Sting for a cost of 1. And Rhino once again.
I mean, this is pretty good. He's debating what he wants to do. Wonder if he's missing a Tyrant piece again. No, it looks like he has it. Okay, so we'll just opt to hard Evo. Does not swing with Rhino. Or he did swing with Rhino? He did Evo for a reduced cost, huh? Yeah, he did. So I guess the Tyrant should just be suspended. So just resolving Tyrant effect. We'll spit out the Pomu.
Mm-hmm.
Be able to
Choke to 1.
Pops that, yeah, and gains some memory for popping it.
Alright, so we see an AG come out from Will to pass turn over to 2. Ray goes into a Kokabu in the back. Go ahead, use Tyrant to go ahead swing. Hits a Tyranno.
Yeah. Big guy lives.
Plays out a boost for 3.
I mean, that kind of just...
Metal Life.
That locks Will out from being able to do anything because he's being choked to 1 and there's an Emperor on board. Emperor is still so good. I know there's a lot of debate on whether Emperor was still going to be played much at all, but it's still just a very good card.
Yeah.
So we see Will just do some setup here. Pretty much I think that's all he really can do at the moment.
Analog Youth will go ahead and pick up the debate between the Luga and the Daruga. Or Dorugora. Picks up the Dorugora. Ray will go ahead swing with the Tyrant. It's an Analog Youth once again, picking up a Dexdoruga. Pomu goes ahead, swings, hits a code AG. Jesus.
I mean, that's pretty good. That's all the stuff that Will needs to try and get back in the game.
Yeah.
Memory setter, extra memory gain. He can't really answer Tyrant, unfortunately, all too well, but... Okay, we just see another boost at the board here.
Fair enough.
Well, I guess Tyrant doesn't have a huge DP boost right now. It only has...
It's not the largest.
No, it's just 14k.
Yeah.
So that's pretty climbable for Doru.
I mean, with that board state,
you know what?
absolutely.
But it's kind of hard because he is missing the 1k extra boost you get from having black base.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have Zubagon punches, so he does not climb aside naturally. Popping the Pomu. I have to wonder if it would have been worth it to wait to pop the Pomu until you had the Dorogray Inheritable ready to spit a body out so you could Alliance.
Right.
If there was a world that was doable.
Protoform.
Okay, we'll go ahead. Yeah. Can pop the Emperor.
It's pretty good.
And then spits out the AG, gains a memory to keep turn. Yeah, I mean, if he just went straight into the Dorogray and didn't bother with that, he would Doragora, pop the Pomu, spit out a body, kept turn, swung, and then allianced into...
But this is also sort of the situation, right, which you alluded to earlier, which was if you don't really have that finishing play when you kind of try to respond to Tyrant, then you're sort of at risk of just sort of sitting there ripe for the pickings next turn.
Yeah.
Oh god.
That's hitting is security. Yeah, that's tough.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, so a little bit of sequencing stuff here that Will maybe could have done that would have helped him, but
play out a Luga. Has reboot off of Inheritable, so that's
and he's opting to leave the
Aegean.
The Aegean sources. And just explaining that if he would leave play, he's able to go ahead and use Protoform to recover. So a pretty good setup with the Doragora stack. Okay, we're gonna push up the Promo Kawaga here. So Ray's got some scary tools he can use right now. I mean, 2 Mem boosts. The Izzy's on board as well. Like he's got and a Metal Life now too. Jesus.
Yep. Spends Doragora. Cracks 1 boost to go up to 2. Goes into Tyrant.
It's so crazy how easy Bugs just suspends anything on board. it's insane. Where it's just like, oh, Tento, start of main, I can suspend a level 7 like God Royal Knight Digimon for nothing.
Looks like we go ahead and swing.
He did the end of turn. He didn't swing. So end of turn, just bottom decks it.
Oh shit. Okay.
So there's no damage here. So Ray's just playing safe, just kind of being cautious, checking stuff.
Ooh. Oh, Lopmon. You can give Alliance. It's pretty solid. Swing, using Lop with an Alliance play. It's 2 trainings and then swings at the last Tyrant.
We go game 3.
Game 3 it is.
Goodness gracious.
Interesting. I mean, there are definitely some interesting tech choices there. The Rhino Kabuteri is definitely a choice. It's not a bad choice by any means. Just maybe not super common compared to other builds. The Lopmon also is an interesting tech choice. Also be known, I think this is Sunny's like deck. Ray just borrowed it since he was traveling. But
Sunny is he knows how to build Tyrant. Sunny.
Yes. Sunny is a connoisseur.
Yes, he is a tyrant man.
Tyrant,
also, I think I think he did swing the end of the last turn, by the way. I think he just did the end of turn to then like bottom deck it before the swing went through, so there's no damage done. I was trying to think about how both Tyrants got suspended for a second.
So Will kicks it off. We do see a rookie this time.
Regardless. Anyways,
we go into a Luga in the back and raising, and then we'll just no.
Drops the Druga, pitches 1 to draw 1. That is
interesting.
Okay, I mean, you know what? Tyrant's a deck that needs time to kind of build up.
Yeah.
I don't think it's too bad to just drop a big bit of memory at the gates.
Sure.
Especially when it looks like Ray's needing to do a little bit of search here. That's 3 level 5s off that search. That's tough.
It is tough.
I mean, you have to grab a 5 here. You can't, if you bottom deck all those, you're just begging to not be able to climb your line after this.
You gotta grab the Metal Life here, no?
Because if I had to guess, Sunny's probably running 4 Metal Life, probably 8. Looks like probably maybe like 1 or 2 of the Mega Kabuteri Ace, and then like 2 Rhino Kabuteri.
Sure.
Some sort of semblance of that.
We do see a Pomu in the back. We do another
Kokabu
Kokabu. Oh no.
Just grab
another Metal Life gone. We do see a Mega Kabuteri Ace.
Okay, can Evo Doruga can force the Kokabu to swing. Was debating what he wants to do. I mean, if you have a might swing here. Does swing. They do have collision, yeah. So it's always a weird one. I always forget that Daruga has collision.
Yeah.
So just good board clear. But yeah, there's so many neat little interactions with Doragora that just are like they're just niche. They're just weird, but like they're very effective. So Ray's choked to 1. He's got a Pomu in the back, which is not an ideal rookie. He lost 2 Kokabu. He sent, what, 2 Metal Lives and a Mega Kabuteri to the bottom of the deck? So...
He picked up 1.
Yeah, he has 1.
So, yeah, 2 are now gone.
He has to kind of just wait for, like, the perfect, like, play to use it. Because if he loses that one, it's going to be pretty tough. He doesn't have his redirects that he's going to need.
So Will does use a training, goes into a Doru Gray.
Yeah, he needs to... Okay, tucks the AG. Will swing.
Alliance.
And then Alliance...
Two checks.
Just dies.
Unfortunately, no protections because there's no Dexdorugoramon underneath.
And he was only 13. Yeah, he was 13. He was just a little bit short.
I mean, plays out a boost, passes turn.
Yeah, I mean, pretty good. I mean, the thing is like, and this is kind of the beauty of purple base, right? He's gonna be able to just get that AG back the second that Lugo goes up.
Yeah.
So it's really not even a tamer lost. He doesn't have to be as conservative with having his tamers like in and out of sources.
Like, how many times have you mentioned, like, during our commentary videos or just us, like, testing, right, where it's like, oh, I made the decision to either play Kosuke or have it played by effect, but, like,
yeah,
purple is just like, yeah, if it goes away,
purple
AG
goes
comes back.
Sure, that's fine. Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely one of the harder parts with black base, where you just are like, you have to be very, very mindful of whether you're keeping like what is gonna hurt you and what isn't gonna hurt you, and whether you can actually leave Kosuke and sources for block or not.
Right.
Okay, so we go Doro right here. The Metal Life is forced to swing. He'll redirect. Ray's just reading to understand it.
Yeah.
It's a big text box to say that, oh, when an attack target redirect, me go into level 6.
Right.
Without paying cost, as long as I have tamer and sources.
I think Will here is just debating what he wants to play out. Does end up playing a...
Or SOC tamer specifically, I should say.
Luga. Ray is still choked to 1. Does have a Lotmon in the back.
You know what I just realized? There's a world where if that wasn't specifically like listed to like have to work for an SOC tamer in sources, purple hybrid and black hybrid kind of get a little nutty with it. you know what I mean? Sorry. Apologize. Apologies. My bad. that one. Oopsie. It eeped out.
Yeah, you're right. I would not disagree with that. We will see Doragora check once in a security, hits a Lotmon. We'll go Protoform into a Doru Gray. And
that's
then
surprised it didn't Alliance.
Yeah. Well, Tyranno picking up a Luga.
Maybe...
I'll go ahead and pitch a Tyranno. Gain 2 memory and then raise at 3. Sends it to Izzy.
Yeah. So Ray is constantly kind of playing this game of being stuck in weird spots.
Yeah.
No boosts, no training. He has the Izzy on board, which is nice, but with that Dora Gray out there looming, like that Izzy is really just kind of
cannon fodder.
Tasty. It's looking like a snack. Something for Doragora to just gobble up.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is where, sort of like you said, snowball, right? I mean,
yeah.
A couple turns ago, Will and Ray were kind of both dig in, but now you see Will here. Just before I choke myself. Just snowball here a little bit. Have a pretty decent board state, but we do see a Mega Kabuteri Ace. Pretty good.
Yeah, we'll just reading it real quick. I mean, that unfortunately, the Grand Kawaga is just sort of.
Or Grand Quag Ace, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, pops the Grand Kawaga, gains 4 memory.
Restand.
Since something was deleted, they do restand.
Play bodies out. It's pretty good.
And I think Ray just scoops. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's just he has Alliance already on deck to just start going for swinging for the fences. It's just hard.
Yeah.
And it is crazy that we were literally just talking about how they're snowball decks, and I feel like we kind of saw that snowball effect in all 3 games, really.
Yeah.
I feel like game 1 was a bit more back and forth, but games 2 and 3 were just like one deck snowballed, the other deck didn't, and the deck that snowballed just
Blew them out of the
through.
water. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in a blink of an eye, I was just recovering from like choking on the water I was drinking, and Will had already gone 1.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think you summarized it perfectly. Very good summary of just like a showcase of what these decks can do when they really can just like roll. And hopefully you guys, you know, over this past few days really enjoyed what we can bring you guys in terms of like post restriction list. We try to do our best to, at locals, try to encourage folks to get as much variety on the channel as possible. We are pretty lucky in a locals that has a pretty good variety to begin with, so we do have a good plethora of decks that we can showcase to you guys. But I think these are very interesting ones to showcase because these decks definitely can be doing something in the format to come with a little bit of a slowed down format come restriction of Louis and Uko. So definitely exciting times ahead for the meta, and definitely interesting to see what ends up coming out on top, or if we'll just see sort of like a sharing of the spoils, you know, where everybody gets a little bit of piece of the pie.
Yes, sir.
But thank y'all for tuning in. We really appreciate all the support. As I said before, socials, TCG player link, as well as the instructions for how to join the membership to our channel are all in the video description. Hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already, and we hope to see ya on that next video. Bye bye.
Bye bye.